Hi everybody, I'm Adrian from EveryBlock, and I'm going to be talking about my site, EveryBlock, and I want to give you a couple of takeaways from the perspective of a consumer of government data. Do we have slides there? Okay. So EveryBlock is a local news website with sort of a weird twist. What we take is a geographic approach. So you go to the site and enter your address, street address, if you're in one of our 15 cities, and you see all the news directly around you within sort of 1 or 3 or 8 blocks around your house. You can sort of bubble up to the zip code level if you want to get a slightly bigger view, or you can bubble up to a neighborhood level, or as of a couple days ago, you can actually draw an arbitrary area on a map. Here, for example, is the area right around this hotel, which after the fact I realized looked like an elephant, which I swear isn't supposed to represent anything. So once you specify your area of interest, you can get a feed of everything that we know about that's happening in that area. So for example, you might see everything that's been covered in the media that happen to reference something in your immediate neighborhood. But more importantly for this audience, you see a whole bunch of public records that are immediately applicable to your immediate area. So for instance, you might see crime in your neighborhood. A prior project to this was a site that I made called chicagocrime.org, so this is sort of a descendant of that. You might see things like building permits, so answering the question, why does my neighbor have a big crane in his backyard? Why is there a big bulldozer, down the street from me? You can see business licenses, which new businesses have just applied for licenses in your neighborhood, and things like property transfers. These are just a couple of examples, but dozens and dozens of different types of public records, all at the city block level. So we're very much in the municipal side of things, not as much the federal side of things. So we've been doing this for 2 years, and I wanted to give you a couple of takeaways because it's not every day that I get to talk to government data providers on such a sort of mass scale. We get data in 2 ways. One is by going to City Hall, this being City Hall in Chicago where we're based, and secondly by screen scraping it from various government websites. And both have sort of different pluses and minuses. So 4 takeaways for government data providers. One, we sort of tend to think of open government data as an all-in, sort of all-or-nothing kind of thing. But when it comes to EveryBlock, we sort of take what we can get. And when we're talking to a government official, if that government agency doesn't have the resources to open up data to us or to the public or to anyone, we're okay with them making some slight tweaks to their website so that it's easy for us to scrape. And that actually has been quite a successful strategy for us in many cases. So a quick example here is, this is the City of Chicago Business License Holders Search, which gives you a fresh dump of every business license in the city updated throughout the day. It's very, very hard to scrape, though, because all of the information isn't available on that list. You have to follow all sorts of links. And with a little tiny tweak, you can make that much more easily scrapable by making, for instance, a date search so that on the scraper side of things, we can get just the data that we want. We don't have to scrape every single thing. That sort of leads me to my second point, which is diffs, not dumps. A lot of agencies think of just giving a raw dump of all the data. Here's every building permit since our system was initiated in 2002. But for a site like ours, which is news-focused, we want what's new. So I wanted to sort of plant that seed of diffs, not necessarily just dumps. Third thing, which was referenced earlier today, PDFs are not machine-readable. A lot of well-intentioned government agency people say, oh, well, it's readable on a computer, it's digital. No, PDFs are like the devil's spawn. And finally, something that is really important that not a lot of people think about is describe the data. So here's a Seattle fire information, and it's very obscure. It was celebrated for being available, but it doesn't make any sense. So we actually have a full-time guy who describes the information, and if only government agencies could actually describe what they're giving, that'd be super great for folks like us. Thank you very much. My time is up.